Yeah, I want you guys to note down this. This is there in your book also. The human skeleton is composed of around 350 bones at birth. Number of bones in the skeleton changes with age, actually. Yes. So the human skeleton is composed of around 305 bones. When you are born, you actually have 305 bones. And then the number of bones in the skeleton with the age, they decrease. Why? Because they decrease because once you grow older, the bones basically they will get fused together. Some of the bones will get fused together. So you will have actually very less. Once you grow up, the 305 is actually becoming 206. 100, nearly 100 bones decrease. Yes. Yes, Neha, can you just give him a glimpse like what we studied?
Yes, ma'am.
Started from here, I guess, yesterday's class.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yesterday we learned about types of joints. Types of joints are categorized into two types based on their movement and one based on their structure.
Yeah.
Um, Based on movement are further divided into three: immovable, slightly movable, and movable joints. Freely movable. And based on structure are further divided into three: fibrous joints, cartilaginous joints, and synovial joints.
Yeah. Yes.
Movable joints are joints which we can freely move. They are present in our elbows, knees, neck, and movable joints are of three types: ball and socket, hinge, and pivot.
Yeah.
Immovable joints are joints which we cannot move. They are commonly present in our skull.
Yes.
They are commonly found in places where we need support. Next is slightly movable joints. These joints have limited movement. Um, it is found in our vertebral column. Uh, we have limited movement in our spine, so they are found there.
Yeah.
Next is fibrous joints. As we can find in its name, uh, it is connected with fibrous tissues, a lot of fibrous tissues.
Connective tissues.
Yes,
Collagen
ma'am.
fibers, kind of. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. They provide a little or no movement.
Yeah. So basically, this will be the diagram of that. So one of the best
Yes,
example of
it's
fibrous is
fast.
facet. Okay. So it's facet. Not actually here. It comes here. Facet for this. Third one, slightly movable joints. One of the best example is facets. Where they went. Yeah. What is facet joint? So facet joint, Bhavesh, I hope you can see the diagram. So this is a vertebral column, basically. This is our vertebral column. And you can see this is the extended view of vertebral column, like no, there is expanded view, the horizontal view. So here, if you see, there are something called, see, they have mentioned it facet joint. So joint here, joint that is present here is only facet, that circle. Can you see? like a little bit circle they have given, like the black circle they have made here. Yeah. And they have given what is that facet joint. So that is exactly here also. It's facet joint, right? Wherever the facet is there. So this is our basically our vertebral column. So facet joint is somewhere here. So they come under this category, slightly movable joints. Yes. Okay. So this is syndesmosis. So what is syndesmosis? Syndesmosis come under fibrous joints. Okay, they are the joints between long bones of the body. So this is syndesmosis. Can you see? No, these are fibrous tissues, fibrous connective tissues. Can you see the white color area? These areas. So they look like thread, right? White color thread, right? Bhavesh, yes. So
Yes.
wherever you see the thread-like structure, wherever you see the thread-like structure, you can just close your eyes and say they are fibrous tissues in our body. So thread-like structures are there, like the tissues are in thread-like structures. You can just say that they are fibrous because fibrous always form a thread-like structure. They will be in thread-like structure. Yes, fibrous tissues are always thread-like structure. Remember this very important point. And then this is just an example of radius and ulna. Syndesmosis, you can see here. Syndesmosis is again present here. Fibrous tissue, basically. And then, yeah, cartilage. Cartilage is a strong, flexible connective tissue that protects your joints and bones. It acts as a shock absorber throughout your body. So, cartilage, what is a cartilage? It is also a kind of connective tissue that is basically going to protect your joints and bones. So, can you tell me one more thing that is going to also protect the joints, Bhavesh? We studied something like that also, protects our joints. Remember? No?
Is it a bone?
We also studied one more thing, like one more fluid. It's actually kind of fluid that is also going to protect your joints.
Synovial?
Yes, synovial fluid. Your voice is not audible, but I heard it's you're telling.
Synovial fluid?
Yeah, synovial fluid, correct. So this is also like same function of synovial fluid, but they are not synovials. Okay, they are connective tissue. That is also they are also going to protect your joints only. Like synovial fluid is protecting your joint, these people also going to protect your joints, but they are going to act as a shock absorber. Shock absorber. So what is the important work of shock absorbers? For suddenly you got a hit here, no, suddenly you're just going running away from somewhere to somewhere, you just got a hit in the here in this place, wherever the joint is there. Basically, sudden hits your body cannot tolerate. So when you're hitting your joint suddenly, like very forcefully, they get lot of shock, they get lot of pain, no, they get damage, they can even damage also. So that cases, this cartilage acts as a shock absorber in your body, and they also helps into reducing friction. Yeah, like synovial fluid does. They are also helping in reducing the friction and prevents them from rubbing together when you use your joint. Exactly the work of synovial joints, sorry, synovial fluid, these are also doing. Okay, now coming to what now you got to know what is a cartilage. Cartilage is basically a tissue only. Okay, it's a tissue.
And
The
it's
name
a
of the tissue is cartilage.
flexible tissue. It's a flexible tissue.
Yeah, it's a flexible tissue. Basically,
And
it's a
I
flexible
studied
tissue.
this also.
Yeah, it's basically, it should be flexible tissue, obviously. Right. So cartilaginous joints, these joints are connected by cartilage. So these are the joints that are connected by cartilage, either hyaline cartilage or fibrocartilage. Maybe there are two kind of cartilage. They allow for slight movement and provide cushioning between the bones. They are just gonna act as a cushion. Example include the pubic symphysis and intervertebral disc in the spine. So that is why I got this picture of pubic symphysis. Yes, this is pubic symphysis. Okay, next is synovial joints. Synovial joints are very well, already we learned a lot about this. There are most complex and versatile joints. They are characterized by the presence of synovial cavity filled by synovial fluid. Same, whatever the cartilage is going to do, same synovial is going to do, same function. Okay. which gonna act as a lubricant. This is gonna act as a lubricant. The joints reduces friction during the movement. So knee, elbow, shoulder, joints. So wherever your joints are more exposed and wherever it is more tend to get damaged, there all you find synovial joints. Yes. So this is a no. This joint is like this is the part where the vertebral column and the hip bone gets connected. So that's why Neha asked some doubt. So I got this picture from it. Then coming to ball and socket joint. Yes, ball and socket joint we know very well. So this is the ball and socket joint. So this is a bowl-like structure. The ball is present and the paper or cylinder or stick. No, this is attached to this ball. So wherever you find that kind of movement, the rotation kind of movement, there you can say, wherever you can say the ball and socket joint is present. So this is a small activity given from your book only. I got this. So yeah. So see here, shoulder joint and hip joint. So in our human body, there are 4 ball and socket joints. You have to remember how many ball and socket joints are there, how many hinge joints are there. These things and all you have to remember. Okay. So in our human body, there we are having 4 ball and socket joints. They include right shoulder, left shoulder, right hip and left hip. So basically what they are going to do, they are going to act as ball and socket. So how the right shoulder is acting for you? Right shoulder. You have a full 360-degree movement, right? So ball and socket, basically how it looks. There is a small, you imagine our shoulder is like this. Okay, no need to shoulder. Like there is a small cavity like this, and inside that your joint will be there. For example, your hand is there. So this is exactly how our shoulder looks, right? Like I am saying the internal part. So from here our hand starts. This is the shoulder part. So you may be taken like this, or this is the best view. This is the shoulder part. So how it is actually you have a curvy nature. You have a curvy nature. Inside the joints is there. Usually the movement is fully they move. 360-degree movement you can see here, right? Hip also. You can have 360 movement degree in your hip, right? If you move 360-degree movement is there in your hip. So basically in your hip and shoulder. So shoulders also I can make my hand full 360-degree. So that is basically the ball and socket. So socket in the sense, this structure, this is a ball, this is a ball. So the socket in the sense, they have they have an impression, they have a curvy impression here, and they stand there. The bones and the joints stand there so that they have free movement throughout this curve. So that is basically that principle it follows, the ball and socket. Yes. And then down its hinges. Hinge joints. So these are the 4 people. You have to remember where all the ball and socket is present. Hinge joints allow movement in one plane only. So when there is movement in only one plane, then those are hinge joints. The best example is your elbow. I can move my elbow front. That is normally I can keep my elbow, or I can move only in this plane, right? No other plane is possible. My elbow is allowing the movement only in this plane. If I do like this, can I do the reverse process? No, right? Only the front part I can move. So only one plane axis is possible. Same for ankle joint also. Where is your ankle? Where is your ankle?
Ma'am, it's at my leg. It's
Yeah.
like in between the foot and
Yes. Foot and the upper part. Like you will say after the knee part, that part. So basically, there also you can see only one plane movement is possible. You cannot make your leg like this, right? You cannot, see, remember, you cannot make your ankle like this. Only ankle means like this, or only you can do right, left, you can do up, you can do, but not fully down, you can't do, right? So only one axis possible there also. Joints between phalanges. What are the phalanges? In phalanges also only one side movement is possible, right? So I can do like this. See it carefully. I can do like this, but can I do the reverse side? Can I do the reverse side? See, can I do the reverse side? No, it's not. It won't go. See, at one particular point, it stops. See, what are phalanges? Do you know what are phalanges, Bhavesh? So these are phalanges. Our hands. These are phalanges. Okay. So here you can just do like this only. In side only you can do. You can't do the opposite side. No, there is no, that is not possible. Opposite side is not possible. Only one plane axis is possible, right? So phalanges, they also have hinge joints. Yes. Now got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now going to ball and socket. So this no, formal definition of ball and socket. The smooth joint with a hemispherical head. So I told, right, hemispherical head. Head of the ball and socket will be hemisphere, half sphere. Head that fits within the cup, like so. You have a depression. This is looking like a cup, right? This is looking like a cup. So this is basically cup. So if I invert the cup like this, it looks like a cup. So you have a cup-like depression here, and that is called ball and socket joint. So whenever your joint is like this and you have a depression, and there from there bone starts and the activity starts. So when there is your depression is in the cup state and hemispherical, that is basically ball and socket. This
Yes,
type
ma'am.
of joint helps in rotational circular movement. Obviously, I can rotate my full hand, right? Wherever rotation is possible, wherever, because it is, see, very good hint is like, this is a half sphere, hemisphere. So obviously its circle means rotation, right? Rotation. So it's a half sphere. So obviously full rotation is possible there, right? As bone is captured into hollow, this is a hollow space. Actually, what they are coming to say is this will be the hollow space. So it's a cup-like depression. This is a hollow. This is a hollow space. Nothing is present means that is hollow. Hollow means nothing is present. So this is a hollow space, and from there bone starts. Hollow space of another bone. Yes. This is the most freely moving joint. Is it correct? Most
Yes, ma'am.
freely moving joint. You don't want to worry. I can't move this way. I can move like this. I can move up. I can move back. Everywhere I can move. Freely moving. Right? Examples of ball and
Um,
joint. Yeah.
at which part of the body is it present?
Here.
In the shoulder.
Shoulder. Exactly here. Exactly here.
In and another example is there?
Hip. Your hip.
Okay,
Your
ma'am.
hip is also having a hollow area. So see here. Pubis. I'll show you pubis. See, hollow. Can you see the hollow area here?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a hollow area. That's why you know, when your human body is there, you can find hip position like this, right? So when there is a, just imagine this is a human body. Can't draw here. So you can see the hip position comes like this, no? Somewhat hollow shape. And then your leg starts. No, your hand is like this. Your chest is like this. Hip like, I'm just trying to say this area. See, can you see the shallow here?
Yes, ma'am.
That is because of this hip bone. Yes. You get a shallowness in human body, right?
Yes, ma'am.
There also you have shallow. Yes. This are phalanges. Yeah. So only 4 places it's there, Bhavesh and Neha. Only in 4 places. Right shoulder, left shoulder. Right hip, left hip. That's all. Only in 4 areas ball and socket is present. And wherever ball and socket is present, that area is very freely movable. You can freely move your hip, right? No worries. Right? It's not like elbow. Elbow means I can move only this side, right? But it's not like my elbow. I can move freely, full 360-degree possible, right? Rotation is possible, correct? That is
Yes.
your ball and socket. Then features and functions of ball and socket. John, on your exam point of view, maybe I thought to give this. It is a type of synovial joint. The very first question everybody will ask you in examination is, ball and socket joint comes under which kind of joint? They are synovial. Okay. If I am telling something is coming under synovial, then what is mean? What does that mean? They have synovial fluid, right? The joint consists of synovial cavity and synovial fluid. Default, right? So they may ask you, ball and socket joint comes under which kind of joints? So this basically this chart. So ball and socket comes under freely movable joint. Based on the movement, it comes under freely movable joint, and then it comes under synovial joint.
I know.
Yes,
Yes.
this graph should help you in picking up exactly when I say, okay. Yeah. So it allows a great greatest range of movements. 100% true. Right? Greatest range. The range will be like greatest, almost 360 degree. I can't say in a perfectly 360-degree movement is possible, but almost 360-degree movement is possible. Yesterday, I asked Neha that one question. Why neck also I can move right fully? Why it doesn't come under ball and socket, but it comes under pivot? Why? So yes, Bhavesh, I can also move neck freely. So why doesn't come under ball and socket?
Ma'am, ma'am, it is pivot joint because it it connects the bodies. It connects like the body.
Actually,
We,
one that's a point. Actually, it cannot. So as I told you, it is actually not moving freely. I cannot turn my neck fully back, right? I cannot turn my neck fully back. Only till some extent it's possible. Can you rotate your head fully backside? Can
no,
you?
ma'am.
Obviously, you cannot do because they are not ball and socket. But I can do fully 360-degree my hand because they are ball and socket. I can move my hip full 360-degree because it's ball and socket. But I cannot turn my head full that side, this side. Only some extent I can turn. I can't turn full my head backside, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because the movement is not possible. As Neha told yesterday, it is connected to your vertebral column. Your neck joint is connected to vertebral column, so obviously they cannot move full backside, right? And second point is obviously Bhavesh said a logical answer. It is connected to the next part of your body, so you cannot move the full 360-degree.
It's
It's
connected to your like
yeah, vertebral.
in skeletons we will see
Yes,
the hands will be like straight.
here.
They'll be, yeah, ma'am, like that, and it will be connected to the body.
Yes, so it's actually connected to the brain and the vertebral column, the next part of the body. So as you both said, that's the right answer. So yes, they cannot be a ball and socket. Okay. It allows a greater range of movements. Here, the joints are held together by ligaments and tendons. Normal thing. You people know. Wherever the muscles are there, wherever the bones are there, tendons and ligaments, by default, it would be there. Right? Correct? Because we need to connect two muscles. What is used? Sorry, we need to
Which
connect two
muscle is
bones.
inside our throat?
Muscle is here, right? No,
Yes,
throat.
ma'am. Uh, ma'am, the ball and socket joint, right?
Yeah, we are talking about ball and
Sorry, ma'am.
socket. Yeah.
Sorry.
So we are talking about ball. We have not entered pivot itself. Just I asked a question like why neck is not coming under pivot. Just like that. We
Uh,
are going to see pivot in like the next slide. Okay. So which muscle is here? Muscle is here. We have the joint here. We have the muscle here. So bones obviously there. Here one set of bone is there. Here another set of bone is there. We have a joint also here. So obviously we'll have ligaments and tendons. What are tendons?
tendons are the white color things that hold the muscles together
Muscle to
to the
the
bone.
Very good.
bone.
Ligaments.
Ligaments
Ligaments are
connect bone to.
the support.
Bone to bone. When I
Yeah,
tell ligament,
they will
the
connect. Ma'am.
bone to bone. When I tell tendons, muscle to bone. MB, BB. Remember, ligaments means BB, tendons means MB. Okay. So very important question till you take 12th standard. If you take biology also, this will be one of the most important question. What are ligaments? What are tendons? What is their function? Okay. Yes, and they may also give you some diagram and tell you to find the where is ligament and where is tendon. It's very important. Yes, in this type of joint, the head of the bone is fitted to a socket of another bone. Very good example is like you have already you have a bone here. Actually, if you see
And
a human
that's
body,
like, ma'am,
see
maybe
yes,
that's the connector
connector. Yeah.
of this hand,
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly. So here you will find the ball and socket exactly in this area. So already you will have some, actually it's a backside part. So front side, it's not visible. Here you will have ball and socket. So here already some muscle, some bones and muscles joints will be there. So actually that bones, these bones act as a connector. So basically it comes like this, and you will have a shallow part and then your hand starts. It's actually like this, no? And drawing normal drawing, not a very exact drawing. The ball and socket comprises a type of membrane that is present within the capsule. It has a membrane, just normally telling it as a membrane, type of membrane. The presence of fluid within the capsule enables the part of joints to move against each other smoothly and freely. Obviously, it's a synovial joint. They will have the what? Synovial
Sun.
cavity. Yes, they will have synovial fluid. Already they are attached to another bone here. They are also on another kind of bone. So bone to bone connection is there. So they when they rub each other, they will have friction, right? To reduce the friction, they should have synovial fluid, right?
Yes, ma'am.
The ball and socket joint comprises a ball-shaped head. Already I told you, semi-hemispherical structure is the ball and socket. So they are ball-shaped head, which is attached to a cup-shaped cavity. Obviously, we just now discussed like this, they will be there, right? So this type of synovial joint allow for wider motion and also permits movement in all planes. Remember, all planes. Whereas hinge joint allow the movement only in one plane, but ball and socket allows in all planes. And rotational movement, why? They have a hemispherical structure. So they obviously allow the rotational movement. Yes? Around the
Yes.
central axis. Yes? These features are
Yes.
very important for your subjective objective test and also for your school exams and everything. Okay,
Yes.
just it's like it's a summary of ball and socket, that's it. Just remember, ligaments means b, tendons means mb. Yes, yes. Before going to pivot, what about your seminars? Ready with the topics?
Yes, ma'am.
Bhavesh is not ready.
Ma'am,
Again he forgot
ma'am,
the topic, I think.
ma'am, I'm in like another home. I'm in another
Okay,
home. I didn't got
that's
time.
fine. But you should be ready, right? I mean, are you ready or not? No.
Ma'am,
Okay.
can you like message the topics?
What topic we gave yesterday, Neha, to him?
Ma'am, asteroids.
Asteroids. So origin of asteroids, about asteroids, what do asteroids have? Did they hit the Earth already? These kind of things you can discuss, just normal things. Yes.
I can say about. Ma'am, I can say about asteroids. Like I can tell some stuff.
You make a PPT. You make it more interesting with slides, with photos.
PPT.
Yeah.
I think I do not have. I don't know how to make a PPT.
You don't know how to make. Okay, fine.
My relatives.
Okay, no problem. Yes, pivot joint. Coming to pivot joint. So pivot joints are the joints that permits rotatory movements of bones around a single axis. Don't get confused. Now we are completing the ball socket. Now the first line itself telling the same point that we studied in the ball socket. Should not get confused. Pivot joint is the synovial joint. They also in which the ends of two bones are connected exactly like what we studied in ball socket. In this joint, cylinder-shaped bone rotates inside another ligament and forms a ring around the joint. Cylinder-shaped bone rotate. Wait a second. Okay, sorry. Yeah, pivot joints are joints that permit rotatory movement of bones around a single axis. Best example is your neck bone, no? Your neck bone is also rotatory. Yes, I can rotate them also, right? They are also rotatory. They are also having single axis, like they you can rotate them also. Pivot joint is again a synovial joint. You have synovial joint here, which the ends of two bones connect. Obviously, right?
Ma'am,
Here,
synovial membrane cavities will be there.
yeah, synovial fluid, everything. Whenever I say that's why I'm telling. Whenever I say synovial joint, by default it will have synovial cavity. By default it will have synovial fluid. We studied here. If you want, I'll go back to the slide. See here, whenever we say synovial joints, by default they are characterized by the presence of synovial cavity with the fluid also. Yes, it's by default. Whenever I say synovial joint is present, synovial fluid is also present, synovial cavity is also present. Yes. In this cylinder-shaped bone rotates inside another ligament and forms a ring around the joint. Note down the lines, note down the words. In this joint, a cylinder-shaped bone. A bone is there that is cylinder shaped. Cylinder basically looks like this. And cylinder-shaped bone rotates inside another ligament. What is ligament? Bone-to-bone connections. Okay. So they are attached to the ligament that forms a ring around the joint. They actually act as a ring around the joint. The joint between the atlas and the axis. What is atlas and axis? We will come to that. Okay. The joint between the atlas and axis, which is right under the skull. This is our skull. So atlas and axis just right behind. Behind it is there. Rotation of skull is possible because of pivotable joint. Rotation of skull in the sense like rotation of our neck, obviously. It's possible because of pivot joint is there here, right? We have pivot joint that we already saw. The twisting movement of the bones of the forearm against the upper arm is due to the pivot joint. What is forearm against the upper arm? Yes. What is forearm and upper arm?
No, I think this part and this part.
I also think the same. But the joint that we have here is hinge, not pivot.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. The atlas and axis. So what is atlas and what is axis? Do you guys know before? What is atlas and axis? Yes, Bhavesh, do you know? But it's very important to know. Very, very important to know. Please make a note of. And one thing I have to make sure. Are you guys making notes of everything? Regular notes?
Mom, I'm making it after the class.
Yeah, that's better. After the class only, I'm also telling. But regular notes should be taken. When it comes to biology, one basic problem is there, forgetting. Whatever I am asking now, so every day you both would have noticed something that whenever I start the class, you give a recap of the older session and then we go to the newer session because you will tend to forget. So writing notes is very, very important. And we are, as I told you, we are discussing 2 steps ahead of your portions. Shall I show your book? Okay, 1 minute, I'll show your book. See, this is your book. See, we studied ball socket, right? See what is just given in your book. Roll a strip of an activity to do, though basically this activity to do. That's it. They ended the ball socket. They went to pivot. But what all we studied in ball socket? Do you guys remember? See a pivot joints. Pivot joint, they just explained what is pivot joint. See, from here to here, that's it, pivot joint. From here to here, that's all pivot joint. Then hinge joint. See, hinge joint is from here to here only. And then one activity. That's it. So if you tomorrow, if you go to your book and just turn around the pages, you won't find anything, whatever we studied. So that is why I am telling, if you forget in future also, you can have your notes. Okay. Don't depend on the PPTs. Some upgradation is happening in WhatsApp. So whatever PPT I am uploading, if you don't download it, you may not have it. Some in future you may lose it. Okay. Make a notes. That's very important with the diagram. That's another important thing with the diagram. So tomorrow phalanges means you should remember what a phalange is. Just make a rough diagram of this. Don't want to make very crucial diagrams. Just make a rough diagram. Make it like, and just you guys don't have to remember these also. These are all higher classes, like 11th, 12th standard. You don't have to remember. Just make a diagram of this and what are phalanges. When you see this diagram, you should know what are phalanges. That's it. Okay. I hope you are already making, both of you, but I'm still saying. So what is atlas and axis? Very important, very common in biology, very common in human body system. First question, they will ask what is atlas and what is axis. You should know the answer. Atlas and axis are the first two vertebra in the cervical spine. I go to spine diagram. So two, first two in the full vertebral column, first two are the atlas and axis. Atlas and axis are the first two vertebra in the cervical spine. You have a spine, long spine, you will all know, right? Vertebral column. That first two is your atlas and axis, which is the top part, obviously, top part in the vertebral column. The atlas is the first cervical vertebra, C1. It's called as C1. Short nickname of that is C1. The first cervical vertebra, and axis is the second cervical vertebra. Yes? Remember, what are atlas axis? Both are muted.
Atlas is the first cervical vertebrae,
Yeah?
and the uh, axis is the second cervical vertebrae.
Yes, Bhavesh, you?
Ma'am, atlas is the first cervical vertebrae, and
Yeah?
the axis is the second vertebral
Cervical vertebrae. Yes.
cervical vertebrae.
So, see, this is a rough diagram. So, first and second. So, they're the top portion of the vertebral column. Full from here to here, it's vertebral column. They are like top portion. Top first two are atlas and axis. Remember
Ma'am,
that.
they connect to the they connect to the bottommost part of the brain.
Yes. Correct. Exactly. Starts from bottommost and topmost of column, vertebral column. Yes.
Membrane. They start
Yeah.
from membrane.
Starts
Okay.
very immediately after the brain, actually. Yes. So now read this line again. That axis atlas line, where it went. You can't see
And
it.
at the bottom. At the
No,
bottom,
no,
ma'am.
no. This is definition. No. Now we had a line on axis and atlas. Yeah, here. The joint between atlas and axis, which is right under the skull. Now, can you imagine? No, the joint between atlas and axis, right below the skull, right under the skull,
I'm
allows the, yeah,
touching them, ma'am.
what?
I'm touching them.
Yeah, here, exactly here, this area. So here it is allowing you to turn, right? Those two are only allowing you to turn, right? First two, it will be like under your brain, very under your brain. Here, they are allowing you to turn. They are allowing you to your head to rotate from side to side. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
correct. Now, got that is also a pivot joint. The joint between atlas and axis is also a pivot joint. Okay. Now, I hope you got the full thing, whatever in this slide is given. Okay. The very important point we discuss about atlas and axis, very important point.
Ma'am, can we have a
Yeah.
picture of pivot joint?
Yeah, I got it. The next slide, see. So it is basically your head. Pivot joint, rotation around a central axis, atlas and axis joint. So this is a picture of atlas axis joint. So see here, this will be the, the mechanism, how it rotates. Exactly your neck. No, this is your vertebral column. So neck, I think there's a connection of vertebral column, exactly our back side. Can you see the atlas is here, first curve, and axis is here, second curve. And here your joint is present. Yes? If you want more good pictures, I will show here. I am getting these from Byju's only. Pivot joints in human body. So I'll show you the image. Hope you can see the radius. No, this is we also see in the PPT. Next we see that's what it is in down. Atlas axis we have pivot. Radius and ulna we have pivot, and wrist we have pivot. So what is radius and ulna is basically here. This is radius. So this is your hand. This area. Okay. So this is radius. This is radius. This part is radius. And this part is ulna. And the joint between them is basically, so allow the forearm to twist against the upper arm, which is used for the action like unscrewing a jar lid. When you unscrew a jar lid, when you unscrew something, you basically use the fingers. When you do like this, you have wrist. Wrist is also coming under pivot joint. The wrist and radius and ulna both. Radius and ulna is actually here. No, can you see the picture? Yes. Radius, and this is ulna, this is radius. This part is ulna, this part is radius. So and this is wrist. Actually, your wrist is here. So both of them, this and this and this, all of them comes under pivot. All are helping your to turn something, right, in your hand. So I am having my bottle here. I want to turn, now open my bottle. So which bone is I am using? This bone. And here. Yes? Exactly that happens. So if you want to have the image of this atlas and axis, then we'll go to atlas and axis. For that we have to say atlas and axis. Yeah. Actually, I got this picture only for you. See here. Can you see the first one is atlas, second one is axis, and here, whatever you're having, the kind of grayish, this is more clear. See here, the red color part. Yes. Can you see? Have some animation, it will be more good, no?
Maybe, ma'am.
What?
Ma'am, maybe.
Yeah, I'll see where is the animation. Yeah, C1, C2. So actually it's called as atlantoaxial joint. Don't want to remember such things. It's very out of, even I have not read these things in my 12th standard also. So it's more than that. You don't have to remember basically. We'll play this video. You'll see the video, what they have actually, they are giving there. Hope you can listen the sound.
Imagine a world where AI doesn't just evolve, it revolutionizes every second. That moment is now. Are you ready to lead in a future where AI shapes everything from to user expectations? Don't get
The C1-C2 spinal motion segment, also called the atlantoaxial joint, is located in the upper portion of the cervical spine. It consists of the C1 and C2 vertebrae and the anatomical structures connecting them. This segment provides rotational motion, supports the head, and protects the spinal cord and nerve pathways. The C1 and C2 vertebrae are connected in the back by a pair of facet joints. The ring-shaped atlas rotates around the dens, which is the peg-like bony projection of the axis. Articular cartilage enables the smooth movements around the dens and within the facets, while muscles, tendons, and ligaments help hold the vertebrae together. A strain or tear to any of these tissues can cause neck pain and stiffness. If calcium accumulates on the ligaments surrounding the dens, a rare condition called crowned den syndrome may develop. The spinal cord lies within the vertebral foramen, a space formed by the vertebral arch and the vertebral body. The C2 spinal nerve branches out from the spinal cord on each side between the vertebrae. It receives sensory information from the sides of the face and the back of the head. The C2 nerve also has a motor component that sends signals to various muscles, such as the neck flexors. Spinal conditions such as facet joint osteoarthritis may irritate the C2 nerve and cause radicular pain, tingling, numbness, and weakness along the path of the nerve. If the spinal cord is compressed at the C2 spinal level, it may cause pain and neurological deficits in the arms, legs, or anywhere below the level of compression.
Yes, got it? Yes, got it. It's good, no? It's a good video. They explained it very good. Do you want to see again? Do you both want to see again, once again?
No, ma'am.
Is it okay, Neha? So you actually saw now where the joint is present. You actually saw where the joint is present. And atlas is the one it's gonna involve in the rotation. Axis is gonna get a support for it. Atlas is only involved in the movement. Na? You saw in that animation. No, atlas is only moving. Axis is it's like a support. Yes. Yes, that's all for today. Rest we will see tomorrow. So already we are like or almost 1 hour class. Okay. So we'll have tomorrow the next session. I think tomorrow do we have class?
Tomorrow.
We don't have, I think. Okay, if it is there, I'll send reminder. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Bye, both of you. I'll say the homework. You just draw and see the diagrams. That's the homework. Okay.
Ma'am.
Please make a notes.
Mom, we have class tomorrow.
We have, right? So if you have, then no
Yes.
problem. I'll send the reminder. Tuesday. Are you guys both of you free after 6 o'clock?
Ma'am.
After 6
Yes, ma'am.
o'clock. Both of you free tomorrow after 6 o'clock?
I think I'm not free.
Okay. So when till when will be free?
What?
I mean, okay, I'll talk with Manisha ma'am and I'll see when to have compensation because I think I cannot take tomorrow's class. I won't be free at that time. Okay, I'll say to Manisha ma'am whatever it is. Okay. Bye. Did you understand today's class, both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, mom.
Okay. Make a notes. Bye.
Bye,
Thank
ma'am.
you, mom. Have a nice day.